Hello students, welcome to Nilachal Polytechnic. Myself Amarendra Mishra from Mechanical Engineering Department. My subject is Strength of Material. Here in this video, I am going to explain about the chapter number 5 of Strength of Material. The name of the chapter is Theory of Simple Bending. These are the contents are to be followed during the study of the chapter. Introduction part, concept of pure bending, what are the theory of simple bending, assumptions taken in bending equation derivation, derive of bending equation, concept of moment of resistance, section modulus, bending stress, concept of maximum bending moment for different loading condition of different types of beam, proof of neutral axis lie on center axis of the beam, and some numerical problems related to the chapter. Already in chapter number 4, that is shear force and bending moment, while the beam is resting horizontal and the loads are applied vertically, so while the loads are applied upon the beam, they may tend to bend the beam or they may deflect the beam. We have calculated the shear force and bending moment at each point of the beam while loaded with different types of load, representing them the shear force value and bending moment graphically. But in this chapter we will go for study that while the loads are applied upon the body, during that time their normal stresses are acting inside the body, or that is your beam. The normal stresses or the resistance offered by the material of the beam to that of the load which are going to bend the beam are known as the stresses produced in the beam, and these stresses are known as your bending stresses. We are going to calculate that what are the stresses developed in the beam while they are applied with different types of loads like point load, uniform distributed load, and uniforming variable load. Let's go for the concept of pure bending. As shown in the diagram, we are having a overhanging beam as supported with at A point and B point. There are some loads on the overhanging portion which are equal at the left side as well as the right side. Point loads are applied on the overhanging portions, also they are having equal magnitude. We have seen that from the shear force diagram, same value at the BD portion and also at the CA portion. But there is a portion A to B, we have seen that the shear force remains 0. And the shear force value from B to A changes, and we are having A to B is your portion where the shear force is 0 is known as a pure bending section. Similarly, from bending moment diagram, we have the bending moment of load, already it is shown you W into A. At C point it is also W into A, and these are downward forces. Hence, from the negative sign of the bending moment, we have seen that from bending moment at B to bending moment at A point, the bending moment value remains constant, that is the value of WA remains same at B point and A point. From this we concluded that if there is a overhanging beam having equal overhanging portions, equal loads are applied at the overhanging portions, then we have seen that the shear force value in a shear force diagram is 0. The bending moment value in a bending moment diagram is remaining constant. And it is proved that the portion AB is in the pure bending section. Let's go for what do you mean by theory of simple bending. As we know that if loads are applied upon the body, we have seen that there is a structure of the beam. This is a horizontal structure of beam, and we are going to carry out that if there are two couples are applied at the two ends of the beam, this is one end, this is another end. If you are going to apply the couple as shown in the diagram, there is two forces are applied having same magnitude but opposite direction. They are causing that there may be a bending of the structure of the beam takes place. And during that time we have to see that what are the changes takes place in the structure of the beam. It is the original shape, there is no load is applied, so this is before deformation, it is the figure. Now we are going to see that there are two couples are there. These two couples were bend the beam in such a way that there is a portion of the beam is decreasing its length and there is a fiber of the beam is increasing its length. As shown in the figure, we are having a line. This is the line. This line is known as your neutral line, or that is the central line of the beam where there is no contraction and expansion of the body takes place. But at the right part of the structure of the beam, we have seen that there is a length of the beam decreases. At the left side, we have seen that the outer fiber of the column is going to be increased. Means there are two forces are acting below the center line, that is your contraction takes place. Above the center line, it is expansion takes place. So due to this, we have seen that there is a contraction or there is a compressive stress take place at the right side. There is a expansion or tensile stress is acting upon the beam. But at the center line, we have observed that there is no change in the length of the body takes place. Hence it is known as your neutral layer. So the main important points of this simple theory bending is that if you are going to deform a body by the means of two couple, we have to see that there is a deformation of the body takes place. The top fiber of the body is in compression and the bottom is in tension. The compression part is where compressive stress is acting. Upon the tension part or tension surface, there will be a tensile stress acting. But there is a line, center line, where there is no change of line, and that is known as your neutral surface. And also it is known as your neutral axis. And this neutral axis is nothing but that is the line of intersection of neutral surface with the transverse section. This is the neutral axis. Transverse section means this is your vertical and this is your horizontal. These vertical structures are perpendicular to that of the neutral axis, and hence it is known as your transverse section. At this center line of the beam, the length of the cross section of the beam remains constant and it is perpendicular to that of the longitudinal axis. As shown in the figure, we are having that the moment is applied, Due to that, this is the yellow color area is known as is your neutral surface, where there is no contraction or expansion while there is a bending of the beam takes place. So there is longitudinal axis. Longitudinal axis means that is it is held horizontally. Hence the length along the length the axis is known as your longitudinal axis. Axis of symmetry. Axis of symmetry means that is the axis of the vertical axis of the body which causing the body to deform in such a way that the two parts after the deformation will be same. Now, during the bending of the beam, we have seen that if you are going to apply two upward forces at the two sides of the beam, there will be a bending moment takes place. Now see, this is the neutral axis, dotted line. This is the top layer, this is the bottom layer, and this is the top layer. In this top layer, there is a compression. On the bottom layer, there is a expansion. So this is your compression zone, this is your tensile zone, and this is your neutral axis. Now from the side view, we have seen that there is a cross section, and this cross section there is a neutral axis. So we have see that there is a cross section, uniform cross section of the body, that is a rectangular one. While we are going to bend, the bottom layer is your tensile and the top layer is a compression. And these arrow marks suggesting that the yellow color arrow marks are suggesting that there is a deformation of the body takes place, and that is compressive stress on the top and bottom side it will be tensile. Similarly, if you are going to bend the beam by two downward forces, now we have seen that the top layer of the beam is going to increase while the bottom layer is going to be decreased, and that will be a convex shape. So due to this convexity of shape of the beam, there is a neutral axis where there is no changes takes place, and there is a tensile zone at the above, and at the below there is a compression zone. In this way, we concluding that while there is a bending of the beam takes place, either it may be have sagging bending moment or hanging bending moment. In case of sagging bending moment, top layer becomes your compression zone, bottom layer becomes the tensile zone. In case of hugging bending moment, bottom becomes compression, top becomes the expansion. So in this way, there is a neutral layer where there is no changes takes place, and that is known as your neutral axis. And the figure of stress distribution is that in case of sagging bending moment, stress distribution is top layer sigma c, bottom layer sigma t. And in case of hugging, stress distribution is tensile in upper and bottom is your compression. Now we'll go for study about that what are the assumptions taken during the simple bending equation. First of all, before we are going to find out the bending equation, we have to measure some of the data for the beam are constant. That is known as your assumptions. First of all, the assumption is that material of beam is homogeneous, isotropic, means same composition constant if in all directions. What does mean it homogeneous? Homogeneous means the material throughout its length does not changes. The material is same throughout the length of the beam. Isotropic. Isotropic means constant elastic nature. The beam is of constant elastic nature throughout its length. From one end to the another end, the elastic nature of the beam remains constant. Second one is your Young's modulus is constant for compression and tension. As you have taken that Young's modulus is constant, So during the compression or tensor,